Yes, my people, we man telling me. So right now I'm on the 1 hour chart, and based off our 1 hour chart, we can see that price is still bearish based off our SMA and also based off structure. And now I can just use that to frame my day. When we head over to the 5 minute chart, we can see that price was potentially bullish, but now looks like now we're getting below the SMA. So now if you want to look for a trade shorts, yes you can. But either way, if you just zoom out and you see where we are within price, we can see that we're basically within this area here. And within this area, what we've done, we have tapped into this unmitigated move origin here. Yes, we've had a nice reaction for price to push back up. However, it wasn't enough to take out this high. So essentially, potentially, this may be a weak low where price might want to run this low and then obviously continue to make lower lows and lower highs. And even so, internally, if this is my weak high and this is my protected low, right now internally, what was we doing? We was pulling back, where we was in the expansion leg where we took out this low, then we ended up taking out the high, taking out the high, taking out the high, and now what we've done, we have taken out this low. So that's a market structure shift where potentially now price wants to make its way back down. So now that we got that out the way, and I focus on my most recent zone, it will be this area here. But because I know that this was a market structure shift, because remember, if this is my market structure break, and then we've had the market structure shift, we understand that the first market structure shift or change of character tends to be a fake flip. But also now we've just gotten below the 200 SMA, so you would essentially have to wait. But I know people that are aggressive and they'll say that this is the 1, this is the 2, this is the 3, 4, and now they're waiting for the 5 for to help them get them lower. In this case, they might go down to the 1 minute and they will look for something here. So in this case here, let's see. So this is not a validated swing high, so I can't even use that as a flip. But potentially, you could now use this as a 4, and then this as a 5, and you can potentially use the the SMA with a sell stop, buy stop, sell stop, sorry, or potentially this is the 4. So you could always have a sell stop there with your stop at the high there, and then you could target whatever, or you could just go back to your 5 minute and in this way and see what price does to see if you can actually get yourself in. Yes, we've tapped into an area of interest. Personally, would I have taken this trade? Potentially not. And this is the SNDR. So the likelihood of price going down is 50-50, right? So you let price play out, and of course you've had a nice reaction. You can have even use this last up down candle here where price closed below. We came back, looks like, and we tapped at least 30%. We are now below the SMAs, and then now that could have been your confirmation that price wants to go lower. You could have also used this area of support and resistance where price looked like price was respecting this area of support and resistance, and then you can also use that to help your confluence. And then and obviously price has now taken out the low. So now in this case here, this is now my new zone, and now we still look for the same things that we always look for. So I can use this area as a zone as well, but the reason why I wouldn't use this zone is because we have an overlapping zone. So this can end up being my 1, this can end up being my 2, this can end up being currently my 3, 4, 5. Where perhaps I want to come back and sweep this, take out a lot of people's stops, because a lot of people would have their stops right there where they believe that this is the protected high. However, when we have overlapping zones like this, the first zone here tends to be the liquidity. We tap into something and then price ends up shooting back down in this case scenario, and then we let price play out. Obviously, we've gone way past my trading time now, and let's just see. Yeah, so we've gone way past my trading time now. So essentially, we've swept now here, as you can see, we've swept. So now this is my 4, and this is currently my 5. This is my 3. What time frame am I on? Let's double check. Yeah. So in this case here, all I have to do is now wait for price to get below the SMAs. So if price gets below, so we've taken out this low here. So that's the first what's it called? Market structure shift. We need to take out this low for the confirmed one, and after that we need to get below the SMAs, and then I can start looking for something, because there is a trade the other way around. So if I go here, you can see that there's literally a trade the other way around, where now this is my 1, this is my 2, this is my 3. We've swept, we've tapped the 618 ever so lovely. However, due to the SMAs being above at the time, I would not been able to take this. However, now we've had our first what's it called, flip, and I want a confirmed flip. I want price to start respecting the 200 SMA and then the 20 SMA, of course, and then I can start looking for a trade higher. However, we can see how within here someone else would have a bearish setup, someone else will have a bearish trade to be looking at, where they will be looking for shorts. Hence why SPS is everywhere, and this is why we use market structure to help align us with what we're potentially looking for. So in this case here, you have to wait for price to get below the SMAs. In this case here, you want for price to start to respect the SMAs, and obviously you hope that price shoots higher. So you can say that price tapped into this area of supply and demand, where potentially you might have this as your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your 5, and then you might call that where you're happy to take the first flip. Remember, as I always say, I don't normally take the first flip, but I know people that do, and that might be your confirmation that, you know what, I want to take this trade. This trade looks good, and then that's you in. Potentially you could have used this as your SBS model 2, just like that, where now price has tapped, giving you the SBS, and then now that's also your confirmation that price wants to potentially move higher. If I draw up my fib from this low to this high, we can also see that price has at least tapped the 382 level. So price, I wouldn't say it's cheap enough, but it is a area where sometimes price does react from, especially for bullish or especially for bearish. So in this case here, price has tapped into this area here. We've tapped into an SNDR. It looks like we're respecting the SMA. We have our SBS we have our SBS model 1. We also have, let me see, we also have RSI divergence here. So potentially just to show you from here, just like that. So potentially you might favor the longs over the shorts right here, whereas someone else might favor the shorts, where now obviously we've closed above, we've closed below, so now we're technically trading from, internally we're trading from this high, and internally we are trading from this low here. And right now clearly the price is in a pullback, but you want a confirmed flip to confirm that price actually wants to head lower, and you'd wait for the SMAs to get below, and then that's when you start to look for trade. You also understand that price might come back and mitigate this area here, fill up one of these fair value gaps or imbalances, and then make its way back down. So like I said, there's a bearish and bullish up, all the time. It's just up to you to be able to filter out the noise, follow market structure, understand where you are within price, and help to use that take trades. So that's it for me today. Always remember that victory belongs to the most tenacious. Wherever you know what, I'm wishing you guys a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and ciao.